Going into this assignment, I knew I wanted to challenge myself. I didn't want to make a typical American style dish, but I also didn't want to spend 2 or more hours cooking something that I might not even enjoy. So, after much thought, I finally decided that I was going to do, I'm going to say this wrong, I'm sorry, uh, tacos de alambre de carne con chorizo y queso. It looked pretty straightforward, and I thought that I'd had this before, so what could possibly go wrong? I noticed was that it was unlike any American dishes. This recipe didn't allow for easy substitutions. I also realized how limited our grocery stores were when it came to Hispanic ingredients and brands, which I struggled with a lot in this assignment. As I compared the two cuisines, I noticed that American and Mexican food styles were somewhat similar. They use a lot of the same ingredients, same types of meat, same spices. There's still a key difference in the flavor and technique, though, even though a lot of the similarities are there. When I began this recipe, I assumed the taste would be familiar. It wasn't. It was actually completely different. I quickly learned that chorizo brings out a completely different flavor compared to American styled, I can't think of what it's called, American styled sausage or tacos. I also learned that I don't like chorizo. Many people assume that Mexican tacos aren't much different from American ones, but there's a huge misconception there. The ingredients, the seasoning, even the tortillas are completely different. This recipe called for specific corn tortillas, so we had tried two different. We tried corn and flour, and there was a huge difference on the taste with that alone. But I did gain a new appreciation for the unique cooking methods that Mexican cuisines do have. Every step has a purpose. I feel like a lot of American dishes don't always have purpose to their steps, whereas Mexican ones very much do. For example, I was told not to drain the grease while I was cooking this meal, which is a step that I would normally take. Usually we are taught to drain grease after every step. I learned that with not draining the grease in this recipe, it actually adds flavor and helps everything blend together. I tried doing it both ways. Once I drained the grease and allowed myself to do it the traditional way, and then the other one I didn't drain, or the other one I did drain the grease. And the flavor overall was completely different. One was more moist, had more of like a savory flavor, whereas the other one almost seemed more dry. But overall, they were completely different, and I think